Attendance tracking settings. When a member of staff first logs into School Workspace to use the tracking module, they will need to learn how to give access to other staff members to this module. Following this, we will look at the different settings available. These will need to be set by the school. These settings will be unique to each school. How to allocate access to new users. To give access to other staff members to the tracking module, navigate to School Settings, then select Staff Roles. Search for the required staff member, then assign them to the Attendance Security Group. Once assigned, they will also be able to manage this module. Any staff that just needs access to School Workspace, for the purpose of being able to view the attendance tracking grids for their groups, they will need to be assigned to the Teaching Security Group. They do not need to be a member of the attendance group. Only staff members assigned as an admin to School Workspace will be able to access school settings. How to configure the attendance module. There are several settings that the school will need to configure before they start using the module. These settings will ensure that when tracking documents are created, the correct groups of students are tracked based on their percentage attendance. We will explain how to set these below. To configure the attendance tracking module, navigate to School Settings, Other Settings, then Configure Attendance. In the dialog box, set what the school attendance target is. For this example, we will set this as 94%. By setting this target at this percentage, when a parent or staff member looks at the student's dashboard, if their attendance is equal to, or above the set target, their attendance will be in the green section of the thermometer. When creating tracking letters, if there is a need to send letters to students above the school target, then the students selected will be the ones above this percentage entered above, which is 94%. The next percentage that the school will need to set is the cause for concern. This is the figure the school may need to target as the student's attendance is a cause for concern. The main purpose of targeting this group is to make parents aware of their poor attendance and there is a need for their attendance to improve. For this example, we will set this as 85%. By setting this target at this percentage, when a parent or staff member looks at a student's dashboard, if their percentage attendance is equal to, or below this, their attendance will be in the red section. If the student's percentage is between this and the above figure, in this example it will be 85% and 94%, then their attendance will be in the yellow section on the thermometer. When creating tracking letters, any students that have a percentage attendance equal to, or below this figure, will be selected. The final percentage that the school will need to set is for punctuality. For this example, we will set this at 95%. If the school will be using the attendance tracking module to chase up their unexplained absences, i.e. first day response, select which year groups should not be included. For this example, we will select year 12 and 13. Select which student attributes the school would like to be visible in the attendance tracking module. These attributes will depend on what data the school has agreed to be shared with School Workspace. To view what data items are shared with School Workspace, navigate to School Settings, Data, then select either Exporter on Demand Settings or One Settings. Finally, schools can provide the name and email address of the staff member that these documents have come from. This could be the head teacher. For this example we will enter Mrs. A. Anderson, head teacher, then their email address. Once this information is provided, when schools design the letters, the above tokens can be added. Therefore when these are generated, the above information will be mail merged into the letter or certificates. By using this functionality, when staff members change, there will only be the need to amend these details in one location, rather than in multiple documents. If schools share documents, then there will not be the requirement to amend all letters. Set the name of where the emails have been sent from. This could be just the school's name. Or alternatively, this could be more targeted. For instance, the correspondence has come from the attendance tracking team. For this example, we will set this to School Workspace Attendance Tracking Team. If the school uses several modules within School Workspace, then each module could have their own unique sender's name. Once happy with the attendance settings, select Save. Managing students. On occasions, there may be the need to exclude students from the statistics and tracking, due to personal or medical reasons. To exclude a student, search for the student using the global search function, then from the student's homepage, select Actions, then Attendance. Once selected, scroll to the bottom of the pop-up and the school will be able to either exclude this student from attendance statistics or exclude this student from attendance tracking. Excluding a student from the attendance statistics will mean the student's attendance will not contribute to the attendance statistics for the school. Excluding a student from the attendance tracking will ensure that the student will not be generated in the attendance tracking tab and no attendance data will appear in the attendance tracking grid. An icon will be displayed against the name in the attendance tracking grid to indicate this exclusion. When either option is selected, it's possible to add a note. This note will give other staff the knowledge of why the student is excluded. Understanding the attendance tracking tabs. The Statistics tab. The Statistics tab will show the attendance statistics for the selected group within the specified date range. When the module is first opened, this tab will display the percentage attendance and percentage punctuality for the whole school and students of statutory school age. It is possible to select any groups within School Workspace to have their attendance to show in the Statistics tab. Under the thermometer is a breakdown of the attendance for each year group. The school will be able to click on the small line graph icon to view the attendance percentage in a graphical format. It is also possible to see the number of students that are below the school's target and below the cause for concern percentage. By selecting either number, the school will be able to view the attendance tracking grid of the group of students. Schools can also select any of the groups. Once selected, they can see further details regarding that group's attendance. The View by Week tab. The View by Week tab will display the attendance by week for the selected group within the Statistics tab. This grid will display the weekly percentage attendance for each student. The large number is the cumulative and the smaller number is the percentage attendance for that week. There are 3 different streaks that will appear on the grid. The first streak, this is a silver certificate. This indicates that a student has 20 days of 100% attendance. A silver certificate indicates that a student has 50 days of 100% attendance. A gold trophy indicates that the student has 100 days of 100% attendance. These streaks are created automatically, no configuration is required. Also, the attendance tracking grid will show any tracking letters or meetings that has been created. These will be represented by an icon. These icons are configured when creating the tracking letters, certificates, or creating a meeting. In the attendance grid, it's possible to view some of the students' attributes, such as FSM, EAL. This will help schools track these groups of students. The school can also change the view of the grid to display either by percentage attendance, percentage absent, percentage unauthorized absence, percentage authorized absence, and finally percentage punctuality. The Attendance Tracking tab. Break. This is the tab that will list all the tracking letters or certificates templates that the school has created. It's from this tab the school can create new letters and certificates. Once created, these letters or certificates can be generated, ready to be sent to the parents. A future video will cover how to manage and create these tracking templates. The Inbox tab. The Inbox tab will display any attendance messages received by the school. If the school allows the parents to report an absent via the student's portal, then these messages will be displayed in this tab. Once the message and the attendance mark has been updated in the school's MIS system, the messages can be marked as actioned.